Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Championship Night here with the Esports Simulation League at Homestead, Miami Speedway. 107 laps the distance tonight, and it is going to be a fun race here, sitting in the sunset, off in the distance, and we are about to set us a championship here in Esports Simulation League. Starting on the pole is at number 1, Antoine Bernoulli, with Russell Schumacher to his outside in the 127. Wilhelm Leighton, Dustin Slider, Austin Knight, and Casper Hagelscar in them first three rows. Rich Pratchard, Patrick Mahoy is gonna, Patrick Manning is gonna be rounding out that 8 spot. Frank Wade and Basher Craven rounding out your top 10. As we come through turns 3 and 4, that pace car is getting ready to duck off onto pit road, and we're going to get this one started. All in the hands of that number 1, Antoine Bernoulli. He's on the gas. Green flag's in the air. We're going racing here in Miami. Out to an early lead as everybody stacks up 2 by 2. Looks like maybe even 3 wide behind him. And Slider working the bottom with that Barber Ford number 15 machine. Working inside Basher Craven in that number 7. David Dunwoody making a hard move to up the center in that number 28 car. That was a gutsy early move to the middle of the racetrack, now outside of Rich Pratchard, and trying to make a move on Dustin Slider on the outside. Antoine Bernoulli, still your leader, has almost a full second over Russell Schumacher already. Austin Slider running third. David Dunwoody, we were just talking about him in that 28 machine. 10 spots up already. 3 laps complete, and he's already moved up 10 spots from his initial starting machine. He has got a nice powerful machine right there, that number 28. We'll look to see him towards the front here a little later on in this race. Patrick Manning in the 9 car right there behind him, running 5th. Looking to make a move to the inside. We're going to watch this track rubber in, and as the sun goes down, the track will start to gripping up a little bit, cool down, and give these guys a little more grip. It'll be interesting to see what kind of moves they make. Our pit windows lap 60 and lap 70 with these cars. So we'll look to see them hitting around that time. And Austin Knight, as he did in the last race, was starting in the top 10 and has fallen all the way back to 25th toward the back of the field. Have to wonder if this is a another strategy thing, as he's going even further back as he's getting passed by that number 57 of Fox Highwind. To have a tight race car early on in this race. Ian Davis battling with Cody Bullock in the 11. He's going to take him on the outside. He's going to move himself up 1 more spot. Currently being shown in 16th, right behind the number 68 there. That's Gunny. Gunny was running top 10 in the points for a while, and just never could quite get himself up to the front for a great finish, but he always did put us a show on. So good looking to see him there running 15th at number 68. Toyota. Take a peek down at Dougie Zoom, currently running 20th. The last couple weeks he's had some pretty decent success in the Speedway, running top 10 most of the race for the last couple races. Having a little bit of struggle early on here in Miami, but running right alongside the number 92, Bobby Leo Moxon, who's working his way up the field. Actually, he's fallen back 10 spots from where he started, so he's looking to work his way back up to where he originally had started. Javier Vasquez moves his way into the top 5, up 13 spots from his original starting spot. He's our current fast mover in that number 17 machine. New paint job in that Gulf Fuels number 18 machine. Definitely looking good as he is looking to lock himself in as the runner-up to the championship, looking to finish off P2 and possibly running here in the top 10 to make it a 3-time winner. Our only 3-time winner possible here is Casper Hagelskar. Already got 2 wins in the books, looking to make it number 3 as he took the race last week. And he's going to look down to the inside of Rich Pratchett. But here comes Basher Craven in number 70 outside with the head of steam. He's going to get past Hagelskar. And he's going to look down to the inside of Pratchett going into 1 and 2. And the 7 way slowed up. There goes Hagelskar on the outside, past him one more time. So a nice battle here. That's going to make some room for Frank Wade to squeak in. These guys battling side by side, slowing them up a little bit, letting that number 5 car catch up. Eagle Madavier right behind him, doing a pretty decent job for that number 88 machine, running 9th place solidly inside the top 10 currently with 11 laps complete. Sliders now taking 2nd place away from Russell Shoemaker in that 15 machine, trying to chase down the number 1 of Antoine Bernoulli, who's got almost a full second over top of Slider right now. We'll see if the draft has anything to do with these cars here at this 1.5-mile oval. And it looks like Slider is slowly catching Bernoulli, so we'll have to keep an eye on that battle and see if he can catch that number 1 car. In 3rd, was in 2nd. He's been up front quite a few of our races. We've talked about him quite a bit over the season. Just not there when it comes to the win department. Running 3rd place currently with Rich Pratchett bearing down on him. That number 86 machine looking to get by and take over P3. And Dustin Slider is now within 1/4 of a second of Antoine Bernoulli, just gaining on him, reeling him in that BK Paints powered Ford. We are going to have a battle for the lead in the next couple laps as Slider now gets Bernoulli in the camera frame with him. Coming out of turn number 4, he's got 1 car length between him and Bernoulli. 2.5 back to 3rd place Shoemaker. And he's going to go to the inside of Bernoulli through 1 and 2. They're going to be side by side coming out of the corner with the momentum being on the high side with Bernoulli. Slider still trying to hold on the inside. He's not going to be able to do it. He's going to try one more time in 3, and he's going to think twice. Get back in line with that number 1 machine and set him up. Try it one more time. Catches him down the front stretch. Going to look to the inside through one. And he is going to dive it down to the inside. But Bernoulli on the high side is going to keep the momentum and stay in front. Good battle for the lead. That's going to let these guys in the back catch up to him, though. Slater going to look to the inside one more time. Not going to be able to do it. They always say that catching them's one thing, passing them's another. Well, this is a prime example. Slater runs him down. He's definitely faster, but getting by the guy is another issue entirely. And he's going to get a strong run coming off of 2. Down the backstretch, side by side as they enter 3. Slater going to get the run on the inside. Is he going to be able to do it coming down across the stripe? Across the stripe, Slater's going to have it, but Bernoulli battles hard on the outside. Slater with the preferred line's going to take that spot away. New leader, number 15, Dustin Slater. See if he can now pull away from Antoine Bernoulli. Rich Pratchard currently running 3rd now. The 2nd back from these two. And Casper Hagelskar's worked his way up to 4th on the move in that number 18 machine. David Dunwoody's battling with Eagle Madavi in that number 88 machine, with Frank Wade sticking his nose in the battle. Good battle inside your top 10. 3 wide as we go down the front stretch. We're going to go into turn 1, 3 wide with Wilhelm Layton, Basher Craven, and Frank Wade in that number 5 machine. Wade on the bottom, way letting off the gas. He doesn't know what to do with himself. He's going to hold on to that car and keep it straight and fall in line next to Rusty Kamoli. And Madavi and Dunwoody going to continue that battle side by side. Wilhelm Layton and Patrick Manning going to get past Basher Craven in that number 7 machine. And they're going to stick their nose into this battle. David Dunwoody put him up to 7th place. And that 9 and 99 machine now going at it for side by side. Drafting out between that 9 and 7. It's going to push that 9 off into 3. Basher Craven looking to use the momentum on the outside against Wilhelm Layton. He's going to take that spot away, but Wilhelm's going to battle hard on the inside, not going to be able to do it. Getting a little loose with that number 99 machine coming out of 3. That's going to slow him down a little bit. And that's going to allow Aiden Davis to power by with Frank Wade. Meanwhile, out front, Slater just barely pulling away from Bernoulli now. 0.3 of a second now separate them, but Rich Pratchard now reeling in Bernoulli. Half a second separates them. So that battle for the lead definitely wore some tires out for the leaders, and now we have some guys coming in looking to make some moves. You see Casper Hagelskar running 4th there, just outside the picture. Bernoulli trying to make a move on Slater. He's got Pratchard in his mirror, putting the loud pedal down. But we have got a three-way battle for the lead now. And possibly a four-way battle with Kasper Hagelskar here now, looking to throw himself in the mix. But that number 15 of Dustin Slater is looking pretty strong right now. Still staying out front. But as we say that, Kasper Hagelskar looking to the inside of Rich Pratchard for P3. Not going to be able to do it as they come out of turn number 2. Going to have to go back and reset that up. To the inside one more time. He's going to get real loose going into one. And he's not going to be able to do it there. Just staying on the 86's bumper. Dougie Zoom battling with Zachary Taylor. And Austin Knight trying to work his way back up through the field in the number 210 machine. Making moves around Bobby Leo Moxon and trying to get past Cody Bullock in the 11 car. Leader. Get ready to come out of turn 3 and 4. We are already 30 laps into this thing. Call it 30 laps in. 77 more laps to go. Dustin Slater, your current leader. Antoine Bernoulli running second to him, falling a little back. Slater pulling way forward from these guys. Having some technical difficulties, so I can't really tell exactly how far ahead they are right now. But we do have Kasper Hagelskar now running third. He's gotten by Rich Pratchard and is now looking to try to get past Antoine Bernoulli as he goes down to the inside. Rich Pratchard going to try to run that middle side, and he's not going to be able to do it as Hagelskar goes to the point. Put that number 18 out in front of Bernoulli P2. Looking to now taste down Dustin Slater in that 15 machine. That 18 has been strong all year, and we'll see if he can catch Dustin Slater. Be a couple seconds ahead of these guys. David Dunwoody now looking to make a move around Antoine Bernoulli. He's going to make that pass nice and clear. The one using up his tires early, about halfway to the pit break, or approximate fuel window that these guys have between 60 and 70 laps. So while we got a moment, we will let you guys crank it up and get the sights and sounds of Miami. As we come back, Dustin Slider still running up front in front of Casper Hagelscar. Still having some technical difficulties, so I can't really tell how far away these guys are from each other. For Hagelscar gaining on David Dunwoody, and it looks like possibly gaining on Dustin Slider. One race with us, looking for another one to become another driver to score 2 wins here in the Esports Simulation League. Running P3, doing a great job for that machine this evening. And we are back with you folks. Sorry we had some minor technical difficulties. Dustin Slider now is his lead only a second back to Casper Hagelscar. Hagelscar looking that car down. You can see the rubber starting to lay into the racetrack here as we are now 43 laps out of 107 laps completed here. And Hagelscar is definitely catching Slider. Russell Shoemaker running top 5 in that 127 machine. To be just over 3 seconds back from the leader. Sorry folks, we are having some technical difficulties on our end. So if I can, I'm going to call as much as I can here, but definitely having some technical difficulties. So we are sorry about any inconvenience. Dustin Slider still leading up front. Casper Hagelscar, you see just outside the picture, catching back up to him. Gonna have a battle for the lead here shortly. See Basher Craven and Anton Bernoulli going at it just outside the top 5. Battle is for 6th position. Bernoulli now falling back further and further after his brief stint up front. 3 laps now complete here at Homestead, Miami. Slater still leads Casper Hagelscar in that 18 machine, still down. But where did Casper go? He was right behind him. Looks like that 18 fell off just a little bit. And David Dunwoody in that number 28 machine now catching Casper Hagelscar. Getting close to our pit window. We're now 55 laps into this one. Should be seeing pit stops in the next 10 to 20 laps or so. So keep an eye out. We'll see how interesting this is actually going to get. Currently nobody off the pace or a lap down. All 31 drivers still in this race. Taking a look at Rich Pratchard running 4th place right now. All by himself down the back straightaway. Doing a great job for that number 86 machine. Back to Dustin Slater at number 15 machine, running away from it right now. See Casper Hagelscar in the background, a 2.5 back. But with almost 60 laps in the books, we still have a pit stop, and we have seen how crucial pit stops can be here in the Esports Simulation League. As we go and start lap number 60, we are now in our pit window, and we should be looking to see cars pulling off the track. Slater in that 15 car having a great performance tonight. Running out front. Not a whole lot to say about this car. He's been up front on multiple occasions, never was able to be there at the end to seal the deal, and today, just the class of the field for that number 15 machine. Just like what that 18 did last week when he ran away from it. We'll have to see what pit stops do and see if he cycles out towards the front, but he has got just almost a 2-second lead over Casper Hagelscar at this time. We see David Dunwoody still trying to catch Casper Hagelscar. He's got it now to force car length gap. See if he can gain any more on him and allow that 15 machine to slip away a little more. Or will they work together with the draft to run the 15 machine down? I have to imagine these tires are pretty well worn off right now and these guys are just riding around. But coming here soon to these pit stops, we'll see real strategy come into play. Anytime now we could be seeing these guys ducking down pit road. See Rich Pratchard running a great race in P4. That number 86 Chevrolet. We go back actually to 5th place, and Basher Craven's running back there, rounding out your top 5. Doing a great job in that ESL powered car. And then if we go back just a little further, you see Antoine Bernoulli, who was leading this race, and Shoemaker, who was second, now falling back to the clutches of Eagle Madavi, who's having a great run for himself as you see him blow by Bernoulli. Move Eagle Madavi up to 6th place. That number 88 machine having a great run for himself. And Bernoulli's going to be your first car on pit road. Very interesting strategy for Antoine Bernoulli. Dustin Slider. Looks like he had some issues. Hickey was on pit road. So not your first taker to pit road. We'll have to see how this all... Oh, and there's Shoemaker way up high. He's coming to pit road. And now it's about to get crazy. Asher Craven being shown your current leader in that number 7 ESL powered Ford. It looks to me he's coming down to pit road this time by. And that is the case, along with Eagle Madavi, Wilhelm Layton. See Dustin Slider, the man who should cycle out to come out first place running order. We will see if he was the first one to actually come down pit road, or if we had a taker that tried to short pit and try to get himself in a great position like we seen Austin Knight do a few weeks ago to seal himself in for the championship. Was running in the back, made a pit stop early, and ended up finishing in the top 5. So we'll see if that's what we get here tonight, or if we just have Slider out front, currently now being shown in second place with Javier Vasquez, the only car out front, and Javier is on the pit road, so that is going to make Dustin Slider your leader. Far back is Casper Hagelscar. We will have to check as we come back around to the start-finish line. Casper Hagelscar is 7 seconds back from Dustin Slider as we get lap 72 underway. What a strategy for that 15 machine. Pit stops finally roll out. Casper Hagelscar going to be running P2 behind Dustin Slider. 7 seconds back. Slider had an amazing pit job and came out way in front of Hagelscar. Gained 5 seconds on pit road. Not exactly sure how that all happened, but congratulations to Slider and his crew on a wonderful pit stop in that number 15 Barbara Ford. Just from the field here. David Dunwoody currently running in third in that number 28 machine. Under fire from Rich Pratchard in that number 86 though. That's a battle for third and fourth. Russell Shoemaker in fifth in that 127. Antoine Bernoulli running sixth. Eagle Madavi and Basher Craven running seventh and eighth. And Dunny has got his way up to the top 10 along with Earl Andretti in that number 69 car. As Slater comes across the stripe, he begins lap number 80. It's going to be 28 more laps to go now for Slater, as he has got an ever-increasing gap over Casper Hagelskar in that number 18 machine. See, Rich Pratchard's moved his way up into third place in that number 86 machine, getting by that very strong number 28 of David Dunwoody, who's running fourth. Now going to try to make his move on Casper Hagelskar. Slowly reeling in the leader, Dustin Slater. Do they have enough time to catch him? Riding side by side, probably not. If these guys all get single file, they might be able to run him down by the end of the race. Dunwoody gets by Pratchard. He's going to look to get on the bumper of the number 18 of Hagelskar. Great battle for P2 between the 18 and 28 machine. As they come around 3 and 4, you can see all the rubber on the racetrack. These guys are really laying it in there. Somebody gets a little loose and loses some momentum. Pratchard's going to take a leak on the outside, and he's going to take that spot up. And all this battling for P2, P3 is really going to help Dustin Slater in that number 15 machine pull away. He is just out front riding right now, and all he wants to see is those laps tick away. I don't see any lap traffic getting in his way. I don't see anybody catching up to him. Casper Hagelskar is actually catching up to him, 4 seconds back now. Can Slater hang on to the lead? Casper Hagelskar's put the loud pedal down, gas on, as he's pulled away from Rich Pratchard and trying his heart out to chase down Dustin Slater in that number 15 machine. Now 3.5 seconds separates Slater and Hagelskar. What we said earlier, catching him is one thing, passing him's another. As Hagelskar is just over 3 seconds behind Slater now. Anything can happen here. Ratchard giving it his all, trying to chase down Hagelscar in that number 18. That 86 machine, very strong tonight. Running P3 and top 5 most of the night. Now currently trying to chase down P2 and take him down. As you can tell that draft helping a little bit catch each other up to each other. As Dunwoody goes to the outside of Pratchard. 18 more laps to go here at Miami. 3.5 seconds still separates your leader, Dustin Slater, and Casper Hagelscar at P2. We look back at our points champion, Austin Knight, running back in 21st position now. Berto Moya and Cody Bullock sitting back in 20th position right now. To go. Look is going to be on Casper Hagelscar. Can he reel in Dustin Slater in the 15? You see the gap there, almost a full turn ahead. Just over 3.5 seconds. The gap still staying about steady at around 3 seconds. From Pratchard. Pratchard about to fall into the hands of David Dunwoody in that 28 machine. He dives down to the inside of turn 3. He's not going to be able to do it. David Dunwoody really trying to take over that P3 spot from Rich Pratchard. He's trying everything he can. 18 more laps to go. Sorry, 13 more laps to go. My bad. I don't know where my math skills happen to come from today. But you can see from inboard with Rich Pratchard, you can see Casper Hagelscar there in front of these two. And all the way up there, you can see Dustin Slater just now crossing the finish line, going into turn number 1. That is the gap. As David Dunwoody looks to the inside of Pratchard. Not going to have anything doing into turn number 1. Laps continue to tick down. Dustin Slater, the class of the field tonight in that BK Paints Barber Ford number 15. Just having a fantastic run here for the final night of the Esports Simulation League. 3 seconds, now 4 seconds, the gap back to Casper Hagelskar, pulling away from the field still with 10 more laps to go. Slider could be your 10th different winner of the Esports Simulation League, and it would be pretty interesting to see. We've only had one other driver win twice, and it's just mind-boggling. Out of 11 races, 10 different winners so far, and Slider on course to be that 10th different winner in that 15 machine. Casper Hagelskar still 4 seconds back, falling a little further and further back every lap from Slider, and Pratchard is chasing him down in that 86 machine. And there it is, Casper Hagelskar coming into fire, coming out of turn 3. Pratchard down to the inside. They're side by side as they go into turn number 1. Can Rich Pratchard take it away? Casper Hagelskar's got the momentum on the high side. As they go down the backstretch, Pratchard gonna fall back into line behind Hagelskar. This allowing Slider to pull further and further away. Laps ticking down now. Slider out front, Casper Hagelskar second. Rich Pratchard third, David Dunwoody fourth, Eagle Madavi in that number 88 machine, running fifth and catching these guys. Having a great performance for that camel-powered Chevrolet. Basher Craven's running sixth, Russell Shoemaker in seventh, Wilhelm Layton in eighth, Antoine Bernoulli's ninth. Rounding out your top 10 is that number 69, Earl Andretti. Gunny's 11th, Javier Vasquez is 12th, Aiden Davis is 13th, Cody Bullock, Frank Wade in 14th and 15th. Great show here for these guys tonight. Great season put on here. And Dustin Slider, the class of the field this evening. What a great performance he is putting on here. The technical difficulties, but I cannot see how many laps we have to go, but I know we are down in nitty gritty. Right, I'm being told 4 more laps to go for Slider. Casper Hagelskar still almost 4 seconds back from the 15 machine. Looks like Dunwoody has gotten by Pratchard and on his way to try to see Hagelskar. Great battle here inside the top 5. Three more laps to go now. Hagelskar doing everything he can to hold on to P2. He put on a great performance this year. He's going to come home second in the points. And very, very close to be able to be beating Austin Knight. Especially Austin Knight currently running 25th position. Looks like Eagle Madavi must have had a problem. Eagle Madavi a lap down right now. Looks like a bunch of your field pitted. up to 4. We only have 13 cars on the lead lap right now. Look at that. Everybody is pitting. And more cars coming back out. More craziness. As Dustin Slider comes across the stripe. White flag in the air. One more lap to go for the 15 machine. And he will be cemented in as your 10th winner for the Esports Simulation League. Only 10 cars on the lead lap right now. But the real focus is coming out of turn number 4. In that Barber Ford BK Paints Ford Mustang in that number 15. He's going to be your winner here at Miami, Dustin Slider. Hagelscar going to come home second. Rich Pratchard going to beat out David Dunwoody for that P3, that much contested P3 between those two. What a great show they put on for tonight. David Dunwoody going to come home 4th. Basher Craven going to come home 5th. Wilhelm Layton in 6th. Antoine Bernoulli coming home 7th place after a great strong run at the beginning of this one. Javier Vasquez in 8th. Gunny in 9th. And Frank Wade rounding out your top 10. For everybody here at the Esports Simulation League, we want to thank you for coming out. Thank you for supporting us. Thanks for coming out and making this league what it is today. That is your season finale, your points champion. Finishing all the way back in P20, that number 210. Austin Knight is going to be crowned your Esports Simulation Champion for season number 1. Don't forget, folks, make sure you tune in Thursday, December 3rd at 7 p.m. for the Esports Simulation All-Star Race. Dustin Slider punched his ticket to the All-Star Race tonight with his win here at Miami, along with the 10 other drivers that have won. We actually have more drivers to come, which will be announced later this evening. So once again, from the Esports Simulation League, thanks for coming out. Have a great night, and we will see you in Charlotte.